Hello there. Well, I know a lot of people are rather confused about the state of play with Tommy Robinson and his court cases. Yes, court cases, two of them, a civil one and a criminal one. Now, I've done a little bit of digging to see if I can help sort of throw a little bit of light on this. But one thing to tell you is I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a qualified lawyer, so I can't. You can't sort of say that what I say is absolutely 100% truth. All I've done is done a little bit of digging, like I normally do, and come up with some answers that might help. Now, the first thing is, we know that the authorities want to keep Tommy locked up as long as possible. That's their whole aim. They've been trying to do this for years, and the trouble is, the more they try, the more his popularity grows. So it's not exactly working, is it? And their latest idea to lock him up over Saturday from Friday afternoon through to Monday to keep him away from the big event yesterday totally backfired on them. More people than ever turned up. It was as peaceful can be. Yes, I know there are a couple of arrests for minor infractions here, but no, the whole thing went off peacefully, and everyone was in good spirits. Everyone I talked to really enjoyed the day, and they're looking forward to the next one, and even more people will be turning up for the next one, I can assure you. Now, Tommy was arrested and charged with a terrorism offence on Friday afternoon. That's why he was called into the police station, and this was all about him not handing his PIN number over to the police when he left the airport when he last left the country. But he came back into the country. They let him back in and then suddenly arrested him on Friday. Now, I wonder why they arrested him on Friday. Does seem a bit suspect, doesn't it? So they arrested him on Friday under the Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act, and he's due in court for that offence on the 13th of November. Okay, so that's a date for the diary. 13th of November is when he's due in to face that criminal case of the Terrorism Act, withholding his PIN number. Now, he says that he didn't give it over because he's a journalist, which he is. He has Urban Scoop, does he not, which is a media company, and he has lots of information on his telephone which could embarrass the police probably, and the last thing he wants is the police getting hold of it, deleting it, or using it to their advantage in cases against people like the subjects of grooming gangs, etc. So he's trying to keep that, or he's protecting them. It's not all about him. He's protecting them from the police having access to that information. But at the same time, he was remanded in jail for to appear in court tomorrow, the 28th, to answer the civil case, which was the where he broke the injunction, allegedly broke that injunction of showing the film Silenced. Okay, so that was deemed to be contempt of court. However, serving an injunction has a few requirements to it, and this is the interesting part. Oh yes, the court case is His Majesty's Solicitor General v. Yaxley Lennon, and this will be held at Court Number 2 at 10:30 in the Woolwich Crown Court next to Belmarsh Jail in front of Mr. Justice Johnson. Okay? And this is what is known as an application to commit. What the prosecution, the HM Solicitor General is asking for is for the court to send Tommy to jail. Okay? However, there is a problem here. They have to follow a procedure, and that procedure is that they have to prove that they served the notice on him properly, that they properly served the notice, and there's only a few ways of doing it. And the requirement is confirmation that any such order was personally served and the date it was served, unless the court or the parties dispensed with personal service. So basically, it has to be personally served unless the court directs otherwise at the time, or Tommy says, okay, you can send it to me via email. Now, if Tommy said he didn't do that or has no recollection of ever doing that, then one supposes that they have to actually personally serve him with this. Now, one of the things to bear in mind is that there is no jury in this procedure, and also that the judge has to be sure in their own mind, in his own mind, that this was done, that it is beyond a reasonable doubt that he actually breached the injunction. But if it wasn't served properly, then surely that just gets thrown away. So, and also if it's not served personally, they have to have details, written down details of why it wasn't served properly. And here's what Stevens Scown solicitors say on their website about this. Therefore, unless you have obtained specific confirmation from an opponent that they will accept service by email, then one of the traditional methods, post, document exchange, or fax must be used. The only one of these methods where service is deemed to be immediate is fax. So they have to post it or send it by some DX, they call it DX, document exchange. DX is the system that the finance services, for example, and lawyers use to fast track documents from A to B to C to D. So one of those methods should have been used. So Tommy says he didn't get this personally served on him, and he says that the prosecutors are now going to ask the judge first thing, as soon as they get in the court, please judge, can we have that particular requirement removed so that it's deemed to be served so that we can just get on and jail him? You get the idea. Now that sounds to me like they're being pushed and it's politically motivated. What do you reckon? I reckon that anyway. And it would be interesting to know what argument they use to actually get him for this. I don't know what they're planning, but it does all sound rather dodgy to me. I mean, if the government, a big organisation like the government, failed to actually serve the papers properly, what's going on? What sort of, I don't know, cowboy outfit are they actually running? Surely they should be punished for running a cowboy outfit by having the injunction set aside, surely. But it is Tommy, isn't it? You know, so they're bound to have a go at him. Now, I'm going to be there in some form or another just to try and, show support. And if I can bring you some news, I'll bring you some news in some form or other like this, or live stream it. I'm not sure. We'll see on the day. Now, the other thing now is that we hear that the police just recently sat by outside a Jewish community centre while it was being virtually surrounded and placed under siege by a bunch of pro-Hamas supporters screaming and shouting. And the police did little, if nothing, about it. And we are told that they said, oh, we have been instructed that we can't do anything about it. Now, I find that reprehensible. This is just terrible. This is just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The Labour Party and Sadiq Khan and the new Prime Minister, Sir Keir the Neela Starmer, have made anti-Semitism part of UK life. It is now okay. It is mainstream okay to be anti-Semitic, isn't it? And we have people going around with weapons trying to hunt Jews down now. It's getting that bad in this country. It's getting really foul. Behind me, you won't see it, but behind me is Speaker's Corner. I just went and had a look round there, and there's definitely a sort of a non-cross-pollination between Christians and Muslims over there. And it takes 10 police officers there all the time just to keep an eye on them with a police van. Just to, in the good old days of debate when people just used to turn up and say what they thought, people either listened or ignored them. Oh no, it's not like that anymore. It's getting a bit sort of face-off like, and a couple of people have warned me, don't go anywhere near there, if they're doing that. And I'm thinking, why? Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I go there? I'm a Brit. It's Speaker's Corner. It's freedom of speech, the centre supposedly of freedom of speech. That's why it was set up in the first place under statute law. and you feel that you can't go there. No, 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 we can go there. I must admit, it was comforting to see a couple of police officers around. You know, not that I particularly trust them, but at least they'd have to do their duty if it started getting a bit tasty, wouldn't they? But yeah. But the thing about free speech now, especially where Tommy Robinson is concerned, it's verboten, isn't it? And you can't tell the truth anymore. You can't put out a film saying this is what I think the truth is and have it backed up by testimony, albeit by undercover reporting. But if it was undercover reporting against Tommy and his team, guess what? It would be allowed, it would be fine, it would be all over the place, wouldn't it? But they did try that Panorama. Do you remember Panodrama? He keeps turning the tables on them, doesn't he? Tommy keeps turning the tables on him, and they hate him for it. They're going to try and do him down. And you know something? I'm really hoping that tomorrow sees the establishment getting seen off again, because they can't stand there surely and say, here are the court procedures, here's what you must do, except in the case of Tommy Robinson. That's pathetic, isn't it? Really, that would be totally unconscionable and pathetic. And then on the 13th of November, we're going to see the same sort of thing again, when he's going to go in and rely on a defence, I'm assuming, of being a journalist. And I'm not handing over details of witnesses and people who were victims of these vile grooming gangs and other things as well that he knows about. No, no, no. That would be wrong as well. Anyway, I hope to see you tomorrow morning, bring you some news and a video. I know a couple of the others are going to be there, so you never know, we might bring you a joint response. I don't know what the plans are. Anyway, nice to see you all, and thank you for watching.